Hello, you're on Initiative Africa. My name is Asha Sampath. Welcome to your weekly magazine featuring Africa on the move through smart innovations and initiatives that work. Let's get on with the show with our top stories today. Our guest this week is Benny Mabela, a young entrepreneur from the Congolese diaspora. She's full of creativity and dynamism and is launching with some associates the first edition of the Africa Heritage Forum to be held next year in Kinshasa. The objective: mobilize African elites and young talents into a network of incubators to better support young people.
Je me suis dit pourquoi ne pas créer en fait
I said to myself, why not create an incubator which allows to support all these people there who have good ideas, who have potential, who can do something.
faire quelque chose.
Combining several initiatives to fight poverty, an effective solution that we'll discover in Madagascar.
Terabao zany raha ho an'ny bevoka aloha dia manome fampisafoana dia manome fampisafoana zany dia manome pilifera sy odikankana dia raha ohatran'ireo ho an'ny zaza.
Business opportunities from the trash. This is how young Kenyans decided to embark on their entrepreneurship journey.
The place was very dirty. Everyone was dumping their garbage anywhere, actually even outside their doorsteps. So most of the residents also did not like it.
What if health, nutrition and education were complementary in poverty reduction programs? This is the strategy adopted by the World Bank in Madagascar. 248,000 pregnant women and more than 1 million children under the age of 5 have received targeted support in health and nutrition, just like these school children who receive preventive treatment against tropical diseases. And the results are quite remarkable. Take a look.
Ny anarako zany Volony Irina Maria Elizabeth, miteraka aho, miteraka zaza enina, manambady aho, mipetraka eto Moronomania. Taonako 83 taona zao. Salama dokotera.
Marie-Elisabeth has brought her 2 youngest children to the local health clinic. This medical visit, which might have been more difficult in the past, is now made easy and 100% free thanks to a new project implemented by the Malagasy government and funded by IDA, the World Bank's Fund for the Poorest.
Ny projet Posainsa zany dia manome ho an'ireny bevoka sy terabao zany. Raha ho an'ny bevoka aloha dia manome fampisafoana dia manome fampisafoana zany dia manome pilifera sy odikankana. Dia raha ohatran'ireo ho an'ny zaza ary ihany koa ho an'ny zaza dia ny manao vaksiny. Dia raha ohatra koa marary ny zaza lasaky ny 5 taona dia iandraketan'ny Posainsa ihany koa zany izay fanafody zaza ny zaza marary zay. Zany.
Having regular and affordable access to medical services has had a big impact on Marie-Elisabeth and her entire community.
Ny benefice azon'ilay olona zany vao manomboka marary izy dia tonga zany hoe mihasalama kokoa zany ilay olona, tsy miandry ela zay vao manatona fa tonga dia manatona raha vao marary hoe mahatsiaro hoe tsy metimety ny vatana.
In addition to health services, the project also provides support in matters of nutrition and education.
Ngay moa zany le isaky ny agnatonganay tobiny sekaline eo zany dia isam-bolana ngay no mandanja. Dia rehefa sendraika zany ngay eo dia misy famelabelara-kevitra eo amin'ny alohan'ny fandanjana eo zany misy famelabelara-kevitra, torohevitra ho fampianarana na ny fambolena, ny fahadivana, ny fampianarana mahandro. Io zany dia zava-dehibe koa amin'ny ataonay eo.
Izy aloha dia efa mahandro ohatran'ny ho zany tamin'ny teo aloha zany dia andrahoana korokany agny le sonjo. Fa amin'izao indray dia efa misy le fampianarana zany dia efa afaka manao le lasopy izy dia sy le sakafo maro loko. Sakafo maro loko zany dia ho ova sakafo rary vidy zany nefa ara-pahasalamana izy.
Home visits are also scheduled where the community nutrition agent has a chance to interact with the family in their environment. Mothers are taught to use simple games and activities that can help their children develop and grow. Marie-Elisabeth's fourth child, Mona, is 10 years old. He attends the public primary school where the learning environment has greatly improved. Funding from the project has allowed for improved infrastructure and the purchasing of books and other supplies. Children were given nutritional supplements, deworming treatments, as well as school lunches. Additionally, training sessions were organized for all substitute teachers at the school.
Tena hitako zany tena niatsara ny vokatra satria tamin'ny herintaona zao dia 100% ny vokatra teto. Dia amin'izao mitombo ny fahavitrihana ny ankizy, tsy misy zany ny mihaina ny absence ao amin'ny kilasy. Ny abandon moa iny tsy nisy teto fa
izany zava-dehibe koa ilay mampianatra ny zaza satria ny atony zany dia hitako amin'ilay avy amin'ny tenako hoe aho zany dia tsy mianatra loatra dia hitako hoe zany sy na misy zavatra tiako atao zany ilay izy dia tsy haiko ilay izy dia mahita an'ilay olona mianatra zany dia hitako hoe tsara zany ilay mampianatra ny tokony hampianatra ny zaza zany ny tagny dia io zany ny zako hoe zava-dehibe loatra zany ny fahaizana.
As I mentioned earlier, our guest this week has Africa and her native country, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, in her heart. Her successful career in France has encouraged her to give the Congolese youth a sense of the cultural and economic assets of her vast country, but also the keys to entrepreneurial success. She shared her journey with Laurent Sustras and Thierry Schiller.
Benny Mabella, hello, and thank you for joining us on Initiative Africa. You are going to launch the first edition of the Africa Heritage Forum at the beginning of next year in Kinshasa. Can you tell us a little bit about this event?
Africa Heritage Forum
is an incubator of various African companies aiming to support African project leaders. The goal is to help them transform their ideas or projects into viable and profitable business models. So it's an incubator network of young African entrepreneurs.
So you're leading this initiative, Benny. You're a Congolese from the diaspora who arrived in Paris in the years 2000. How does a young African integrate in France?
The integration of a young African in France is not easy. It requires a lot of work and also a lot of personal investment. So in my journey, I had to fight every day to be able to work more and really manage to produce something better. For example, I managed to integrate professionally. Today I have 8 years of professional experience in the field of customer relations, in business as well as in marketing. It is through hard work that I managed to obtain an American scholarship called Albert Baker Fund, which allowed me to come to France to study in a French university and blend in here, and also to be able to be useful for my compatriots in Africa. This is really the goal of my fight today. It is to help Africans to be able to integrate themselves professionally and to thrive in Africa.
Well, a strong will to help Africa. So what relationship do you have today with your country? How's it going? What's your view of its economic and social development?
L'évolution économique et sociale de mon pays est vraiment
The economic and social development of my country is really very promising, except that it really lacks support. Today what I'm doing to help my country is supporting young people who contact me privately, asking for help. For example, for those looking for a job, or those who want me to support them in terms of advice on their professional or personal career. I try to help them, give them advice and really help this youth to be able to apply for jobs and integrate professionally. The thing that saddens me a lot is to see that many young people sometimes who have a bachelor's degree, which is equivalent to a master's degree here in France, are not even able to write a resume or a cover letter.
qui ne sont même pas capables de rédiger leur CV, leur lettre de motivation. Et il y a beaucoup de jeunes qui se...
There are many young people who complain that there is no work, while there is work in Africa. There are lots to do in Africa except that they don't know how to apply.
Pour pouvoir changer un peu tout ça, accompagner cette jeunesse-là.
This is the reason why I'm motivated to help and try to change all that a little bit, to support this youth who today don't have a proper guidance, by bringing them my experience and also making them benefit from all that I've learned in Europe to help them grow.
How did you come up with the idea of returning to Africa in a way to help the young people of your continent and bring them your expertise?
Alors, l'idée m'est venue lorsque j'ai fait mon premier voyage en Afrique.
So, I had the idea when I made my first trip to Africa after my expatriation in France. I realized that there were a lot of young people who were waiting for me. In fact, for them, I'm from Europe and that I must have a suitcase of money. They expected that I could really give them money or bring them wealth or fortune. I told them that Europe, it's not really what they think. It's not an El Dorado, and that in Europe it's like here, except that over there, we have to struggle to find a job or create a new business to be able to get by.
Créer des nouveaux business pour pouvoir s'en sortir. Je me suis dit pourquoi ne pas créer en fait.
I said to myself, why not create an incubator which allows to support all these people there who have good ideas, who have potential, who can do something. We can really give them a pleasant environment, support them so that they can transform their projects into a viable and profitable business model.
Viable et rentable. Et après ça, c'est l'idée où
that's how the idea to create BenSearch Solutions emerged. And its mission is precisely to support the different African companies.
Beaucoup de structures africaines sont
a pretty short lifespan because they don't have follow-up. They don't know how to do it, and my company really aims to support everyone. Provide them with the help needed, show them how to write a business model, how to set up a project, how to get started, how to request funding from banks.
Du financement aux banques. Je me suis dit qu'il faut déjà qu'on puisse créer un incubateur. En plus de ça, après être incubé dans...
I told myself that we must create an incubator, and the idea is that Africa Heritage Forum should be able to incubate the young people upstream, and then BenSearch Solutions will in fact support the incubated companies downstream, support them to create viable and profitable models, quite simply.
Viable et rentable, tout simplement. Et après, on continue vraiment dans cette optique d'accompagnement.
You are on Initiative Africa. Welcome back to the second part of our program. Finding a job in a mountain of trash might seem hopeless, and yet it has a future in sub-Saharan Africa, where the collection of waste remains a challenge. In Kenya, Emmanuel Bethier Monsioki made it a mission by focusing on the household waste, and today he even designed a recycling business project. We went to meet him in Nairobi. Take a look.
Money from muck. That could be the motto of Emmanuel Bethier Monsioki and the group of friends who are organising refuse collection in their neighbourhood in downtown Nairobi, the Kenyan capital. In these parts, the council dustbin lorries don't remove household waste.
The place was very dirty. Everyone was dumping their garbage anywhere, actually even outside their doorsteps. So most of the residents also did not like it. We collect the garbage every Friday, and we also give them polythene bags.
Every Friday, Emmanuel and his 8 colleagues crisscross the neighbourhood street after street. They're all aged between 20 and 30 years old with high school diplomas, but had no employment prospects. They decided to get together and collect waste from every household prepared to pay a small amount each month, and everybody stands to gain.
Fine. It's about $1 per month. It's about $1 per month, so it's not expensive.
In fact, we were dumping it outside, and everywhere was like a dumping place.
When it comes down to hygiene, to health, it was not so good.
It's 100 shillings per month, and I think that is cheap for us.
So they help us, we help them, and that's it. Can't you see our environment is clean?
While similar organizations already exist in other Nairobi neighborhoods, Emmanuel was determined to make his operation both professional and profitable. In 2006, he studied marketing, accountancy and management. He learned how to run a small company and wasted no time in putting theory into practice.
We did actually have more customers join our organization, and even at the moment we are still expanding. The figure was about 240 plus. So at the moment, you can, as I have said before, it's close to 300.
The association has a turnover of around $300 a month. Emmanuel, the project leader, earns about $60 a month. The association doesn't make enough to invest in a small truck, but if the number of customers keeps rising, who knows? After collection, the rubbish is piled up on the street. The group then pay for a truck to take the waste to the council tip.
This is what is happening. We are taking the garbage now to the dumping site. So we are not so comfortable that we are doing that, but we hope in future that we'll be able to take it away from Dandora if we are able to start a recycling program with our group.
Dandora is one of the biggest public tips in the world and is right in the heart of an urban area. 1,500 tons of waste are brought here each day. Years of unchecked dumping have produced mountains of domestic, industrial and medical waste. The tip has been saturated for over 5 years and represents a health hazard for the city's 750,000 inhabitants.
We want to be part of the solution, so we see our role as being able to start a recycling program so that we can be able to deal with that problem.
The project to recycle neighborhood waste is both civic and commercial. A number of Kenyan businesses are actively searching for recycled raw materials, such as glass, plastic or iron. Emmanuel's former teacher is on hand to help present projects and find partners.
The main need this moment will be more a place where he can dump the garbage, and from there he can do the selection. It's a kind of factory, making poles with the plastic and recycle. Things like that. That will be one aspect.
And it would seem that Emmanuel and his team have luck on their side. An organization providing funding for development projects is ready to help the fledgling organization set up in recycling. With their experience, they should have no trouble building up the new business, which is good news for a group of friends that were unemployed just 12 months ago. The wages of waste, no less.
Let's now get back to our interview with Benny Mabella, our passionate entrepreneur this week. She tells us all about the Mwana Mayele, or L'Enfant Sage, the wise child in English, her amazing incubator project from kindergarten to high school.
Let's talk about your initiatives a little more. There are already many incubators in Africa. What will differentiate your project?
Alors, notre projet se différencie sur le fait que c'est un think tank.
Well, our project differs in the fact that it's a think tank, but we don't stop there. So I can define it today as a soft think tank. In other words, we think upstream and we act downstream. So that's really what would allow us to differentiate ourselves from others.
Je sais qu'aujourd'hui, il y a beaucoup de forums qui se font en Afrique.
I know that today there are a lot of forums that take place in Africa. There are a lot of incubators that are created, except that many, the majority of these incubators there, stop at the think tank phase, where you do the thinking and then everyone goes separate ways. What we do is really to set up an ideal framework allowing all these young people to be able to bring their projects to us and get support through a framework. And at the end, the final goal in this incubator is to be able to create a company. And then BenSearch Solutions take over by precisely supporting the company by teaching them the basics in digital transformation, management and other fields.
Transformation digitale et autres.
Yes, but we all know that in Africa the big problem for a lot of companies is the funding. What can BenSearch Solutions do to help these young companies?
Aujourd'hui, BenSearch Solutions aide déjà ces
Today, BenSearch Solutions is already helping these young businesses to prepare their funding requests by setting up a solid and complete business plan with a clear and complete financial section. And we also help these companies to seek investment both internally and externally.
En interne et en externe.
How is Pan-Africanism perceived by this generation of young African entrepreneurs? Is it very important for your generation, for example?
Oui, le panafricanisme est très important.
Yes, Pan-Africanism is very important because Africa is counting on us. Today, it's up to us to bring ideas, transform Africa so that we can reboost the African economic growth, allowing investors to come and invest in Africa. This is what we are lacking today in Africa. So it's up to us, we who have the experience, members of the diaspora, to bring this experience to Africa to help in the development of our continent.
Today, it would seem linguistic barriers don't exist for this generation of young entrepreneurs, and that a Congolese entrepreneur could now help an entrepreneur from Zimbabwe. Do you share that point of view?
Oui, c'est mon sentiment et c'est même la réalité.
Yes, it is, and it is even the reality because today all the Africans have only one concern: to see Africa evolve, because we support each other among Africans. We build projects that affect all Africans in the hope to contribute to the development of our continent.
Benny, there is another initiative that is close to your heart, Moana Mayele, fighting against the brain drain from the DRC. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Moana Mayele, c'est un projet assez ambitieux.
Moana Mayele, it's a fairly ambitious project that we decided to launch in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Everything started from an observation. We had noticed that the majority of Congolese still think that it's better elsewhere. They do not even realize the natural resources that we have in our country. And therefore, with the help of the state, we have decided to set up this project, which firstly allows us to revive education in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and also promote tourism in our country. The project consists of highlighting the various sites, touristic, historical, as well as economic sites, and we are in fact going to raise awareness among all this youth, there from kindergarten to high school and even university. Show everyone the different wealth, heritage that we have in our country.
Pour pouvoir montrer à tout ce monde-là les différentes richesses qu'on a dans notre pays. Donc en amont, ça touche déjà à l'éducation.
So it affects education. So we will educate the children from kindergarten to university
à l'université sur différentes richesses qu'on a
on the various riches that we have in our country, and it will allow us to revive tourism in our country, knowing that there are only 10% of Congolese tourist sites being exploited today, and it's really a shame.
Et ce qui est vraiment très bas. Notre but, c'est pouvoir faire
So our goal is to promote all these sites and bring in investors, tourists in the DRC to revive the economy and also keep the Congolese brains so that they can invest and work in Congo.
Et travailler au Congo.
Do you think education is the key to peace in your country?
Oui, je pense que l'éducation, c'est vraiment la clé.
Yes, I think that education is really the key.
Tout le monde pense que
because today everyone thinks, the Congolese think that in order to have something, the state needs to do something. However, it all starts with the basics. As long as you're well educated, as long as you know how to write your resume, you will not have any problems to apply for job offers locally, even internationally. And if we already know of the wealth, the resources that we have in the country, we will not think that there's a better place elsewhere and we must absolutely leave to find happiness in Europe, for example. So as long as we are well educated, at least we become aware of what we have, and we try to do with it while waiting to be able to bear fruit or flourish. This is the reason why we launched this project, to support, incubate, change mentalities from kindergarten to high school and even university, so that all these young people can be aware of the wealth and all that we have on site, and also think about investing, creating businesses and thinking about developing the Congolese and the African economies.
Benny Mabela, thank you.
Merci.
Well, you were watching Initiative Africa. Well, that's it for today. If you want to catch the show again, tune in on our Facebook, Vimeo or YouTube channels and follow us on our Twitter account @AfricaShows. And feel free to share, like and comment using the hashtag Initiative Africa TV show. And we're back again next week, same time, same channel with Business Africa, your appointment with the African economy. Until next week, keep safe and thanks for watching. Goodbye.